I made a peanut butter shake and I have some cashews next to me, so not my first time having nut in my mouth. What is the best attachment in Rainbow Six Year 9? Well, I'm gonna give you the straight answer, not a long list, but it's exactly what you need to know, so pay attention. So before we start this video, let's get familiar with all the options. So all you need to know is that different from last season, we have ACOGs now, no more 1.5s. Everything's either a 2.5 or a 1x. The closer the scope, the faster the ADS time, but it doesn't mean anything. Iron sight, don't use it. 1x, maybe on attack. Mostly just go for the ACOGs. Now we have same everything. Flash hider is more for the first burst few shots. Compensators for fast firing weapons over time. So compensator, think of it as like it works more towards the middle to the end of the recoil. Muzzle brakes for only one taps only. Suppressor, no drop off damage, but suppressor. And extender barrel, obviously more recoil, but you sacrifice that for an extra few bits of bullets. Laser is basically angle grip. Yes, it basically ADS you faster, but you no longer have hip accuracy. What I mean by this is, for example, if I'm using a shotgun, there's no more tight spread anymore. It's just the same. Remember, it's only for the ADS time. In my opinion, they should make two different lasers, one for hip spread, second for the ADS time. Horizontal grip is the new grip. It basically just adds an extra speed. So let's say Ash is a 3-speed. Ash would be a 4-speed. Same thing with Aruni. Aruni would become a 2-speed. It's not fully accurate speed-wise, but it just makes you move a bit faster. Vertical grip, obviously, just overall vertical recoil. And then angle grip just makes you reload faster. AKA, don't use it. It's crap. I'm not going to go every single attacker. I'm not going to go every single defender. That'll be a waste of time. Why? Because they're all the same, but they have one thing in common. We'll explain. So, on defense, all you need to know is that about half of the defenders got an ACOG. Yes, they got an ACOG, including Castle. All the people that got ACOGs, let me tell you right now. Castle, Doc, Rook, Chonka, Frost, Vigil Boss G, but no one's using that thing. Maestro, Shotgun, no one's using that thing. Alibi, Cade, obviously. Goyo, Wamai, Malusi, Aruni, Azami, DMR, or Shotgun, and Tubarao. Those are all the ACOGs you need to know. Everybody on attack has it except for the shields. Everyone has the ACOG option. Which ACOG should you be running? I personally would recommend the OG ACOG most of the time. I'll show you what the old 1.5 looks like. It's very large. It's extra zoomed in. You're better off just using the old ACOG because it's just really large in my opinion. I think it's only good on just personal preference. The Russian, this one, I actually kind of like this one. I like the Russian reflex or the Russian ACOG because it's so thin. As you guys can tell, it's very easy to see, but it's personal preference. But otherwise, use the ACOG most often. What is the most important part? What should I be using on all of my attackers and defenders? I'll tell you right now. Vertical grip is the best grip. Vertical grip is the best one. Why is it better? Because remember, recoil is just up. That's all it is. Angle grip makes you reload faster. Horizontal grip gives you more recoil, but makes you run a tiny bit faster. We're in Siege. I don't need to be sprinting everywhere on the map. So vertical grip, 99% of the time. The one time you should be using horizontal grip, in my opinion, is on DMRs. Why DMRs? Because DMRs have very low recoil. This is me barely controlling the recoil. As you guys can see, it barely does anything. So I would only use horizontal grip on DMRs. Now, I personally use laser sight on every single gun. The way I see it, laser sight makes everything go back to normal from last season. Without laser sight this season, every gun has about 50% longer ADS time. But laser brings everything back to normal. Oh, the biggest question, but what if laser exposes me? Doesn't laser expose my position? Yes, you do need to be careful with that. So for example, I'm holding an angle, right? Like this. They can see it all the way over here. But if I tighten my laser just right here, as you guys can see, my laser is hidden. So this will help out a lot when you're holding angles. For example, like this Dwarfin right here. They can see this. But the time they see my laser, I'm already shooting, one tapping them, because I have the Atheno charm, and I'm dipping out. and I'm securing that kill. Always use lasers, in my opinion. Considering I'm a support player who loves to hold angles, I think laser really doesn't do much. It really doesn't reveal your position too much than regular sound would. Okay, so best barrel, I would recommend flash hider on almost all of your guns. Muzzle brake, maybe for those weird select few guns. Chat, what's a gun you use muzzle brake on? I actually heard it was actually decent on Twitch, F2, but for the most part, 99% of the time, unless you're testing, just use flash hider. Why flash hider? Flash hider because most gunfights in Siege, especially in high ranks, you're not in a gunfight longer. It only takes 3 bullets to kill someone to the body and then 1 to the head, right? So if you don't need to shoot more than 5 bullets, use the flash hider, and it makes your recoil way better too. So think about it. If I have vertical grip controlling it from going up too much, and I have the flash hider controlling the first few shots, combined with really experienced recoil control, this thing is literally a beam. It's just the R4C naturally moving. But that's going to be better than 99% of the loadouts. I don't care. Oh, but I'm in silver and I like to use iron sights, angle grip, laser suppressor on the Jonka, and that works well. Hey buddy, if it works well for you and you like being in silver, sure. But if you really want to rank up, bro, focus on getting 10 kills on the scoreboard before you try all these weird loadouts. On defense, same exact thing. A zombie is a really good example. Vertical grip, flash hider, laser. Okay, what's the best 1x? What 1x is the best one? Personally, if I had to narrow it down, red dot C is the best out of the red dots. Out of all the hollows, hollow A is the best. Out of all of the reflex looking ones, I think honestly any of these are good. Bro, don't be using hollow D, red dot B, maybe. I mean, red dot A is inferior to red dot C. Hollow C, hey, I was cooking on Vigil. Honestly, but when you get to a point like me, you can use any scope and you'll still be good at the game. But I would just recommend sticking on shut up, Zero. It's good that you can stick with hollow A or red dot C. I recommend only sticking with those. Don't use anything else. Okay, what are my thoughts on the hollow A? I think hollow A did nothing. I don't know what people are complaining about. I personally can still get a lot of kills. It's just a little bit bigger, but doesn't really do much for me. Bet you can't keep Finka AR stable. Are you testing me, dog? You said what, low bro? You said what? Well, yeah, let me show you guys what LMGs are like now. Oh, I'm joking. I'm joking. Yo, I almost ran out of mouse pads. Accessibility and settings. Okay, I guess that does, people might want that. I personally use red. You can try turquoise, like light blue. You can try green. I used to use yellow, but the most important part, no matter what color you're using, the most important part is I would never use 100% opacity, in my opinion. I would always use at least 75 or lower. So that way, when you're holding, you know, when Siege graphics get a little hard to render, I think 75 is the perfect sweet spot. Turn off screen shake. What do I use for the R4C? Vertical grip, laser, flash hider. Listen, chat, take a screenshot of this. These are the only attachments you will ever need in Rainbow Six Siege. Every single gun has the same thing. Flash hider, vert, range scope. The only thing that changes is if DMRs, because DMRs are a different type of weapon. DMRs have lower recoil because they're single shot guns. When it's a single shot gun, you want the best single shot barrel, muzzle. Recoil is already super easy to control, so you can sacrifice a little bit of recoil for horizontal grip. I just think I mean, who wouldn't want to run faster a little bit? Look how fast Dokubi is, literally like a 4-speed now. And it doesn't affect the recoil or the ADS time. Nope. Atheno Charm definitely increases recoil control by 10%. Should you use a 2.5 or should you use a 1x? Again, that's personal preference. If you're using ACOGs, I would not recommend using anything more stretched than 4x3, because if you go past 4x3, it's going to be very zoomed in. Enemies are going to be faster, but it is personal preference. A lot of players can make it work that are better than me, but again, it's a general rule that ACOGs are just really fast. So I recommend only using ACOGs on 3x2 and above. If you want to go for 1x, 4x3 helps out a lot. I think last one that people want to know is, when should you use a 1x on attack? I think there's nothing wrong with using a 1x on attack, considering a lot of ACOGs this season are pretty slow and you're probably not used to it. Just treat an attacker just like a defender. You know, use your Holo A, Holo C. That's honestly fine. Last season, it was a troll because the 1.5 was the easiest scope in the game. But now that we're in this meta, don't feel like you have to be Team ACOG or Team 1X. Listen, there's nothing... You don't really benefit much out of getting only 1X and only ACOG. It's better to have a good balance of the both. I personally, when I found out after testing, I like using the 1X more on the F2. I hate the ACOG, but I love 1X on Twitch. No recoil. Use this video as a baseline. Like, use this as your foundation. 98% of your weapons, use what I just told you right now. The other 2%, oh, but I like 1X on Hibana. Oh, but I like muzzle on Twitch. Make those little adjustments. It's totally okay to do that. It's not going to make you more or less of a player. What gun for best every op? So now we're moving on to like, what's the best weapon? Because this is also part of your loadout. Don't use a shotgun on attack. Do not use a shotgun on attack. Unless you're playing Amaru or Hibana and you're an experienced player and you know what you're doing, sure, go for it. Because they have an SMG-11, which is good. Defense, let's go through it real quick. Smoke, shotgun, SMG-11. Shotgun, SMG-11. UMP, MP5, SMG. Tachanka depends. If you're playing Tachanka, you're already trolling. You want more holes? Use LMG. If you suck with aiming, use Tachanka ACOG. Jaeger, I'm using... His shotgun's actually pretty good. I would only use it for close quarter ranges. Otherwise, I use the AR. Bandit, same thing. SMG for the most part though. Shotgun close range. Frost, SMG, secondary shotgun. Valk, SMG. Cav, I use a shotgun because I already have the pistol. Echo, I always, without the 1X, you have the bearing 9 and the shotgun. Bearing 9, range, shotgun for rotates. Mira, I'm using SMG, shotgun. Legion, SMG, shotgun. Outlet, SMG, pistol. Vigil, SMG. Maestro, SMG. Shotgun slug, if you really want to make sight rotates. Alibi, SMG. Clash, SMG. K, TCSG. Mozzie, Commando. Warden's kind of a toss-up in the air. Depends how you're holding him, but otherwise I would recommend the shotgun and SMG-12. Goyo, I'm using the Vector with the ACOG. His TCSG is also pretty good if you want it. Both very good primaries. Omai, SMG. Oryx, SMG. Malusi, SMG, MP5. Aruni, DMR. DMR over the Roni. Oh, but why are you using the Roni over the DMR? More ammo, more damage, ACOG. 2-shot kill. Thunderbird, SMG. Thorn, I actually use a shotgun more than the SMG on Thorn because I love using shotguns though. Otherwise, use SMG. Azami, SMG. Solus, P90 for the most part. I only use a shotgun if I'm feeling it. Fenrir, SMG. Aleph, Two-Brow. DMR, not the MPX. DMR. Just to clear it up though, why DMRs over the SMGs? Because, well, they can both one-shot headshot. Second, DMRs are a 2-shot to the body no matter where you are, which is crazy. You're using Thanos' gauntlet on defense, which is crazy. But yeah, again, most of the time I would run a shotgun on a certain operator, which means you are responsible for sight setups. Not only just close range, but you're responsible for making holes, opening up hatches, because sight setup, you can't always use an impact grenade. You got to use that secondary shotgun or a primary shotgun because sight setups is what makes your defense hard. All right, these are just some more of a bonus tip, but if you want to help with your recoil control, the things that I would recommend is definitely take a look at your advanced ADS sensitivity. Make sure you go into here. Make sure it's not on standard. Click advanced. So this way, your recoil is good for your 1X. It's high enough because if you feel like you're not, it's so hard to control it, you might want to higher it so it's a little bit lower effort. First, that's what I would do. Second, you can also try using what I do is I make my vertical just a little bit higher than my horizontal grip for recoil purposes. If you're a mouse player, make sure you have enough mouse pad. Buy a big mouse pad. Stop playing a little dinky Razer one that has light up. But yeah, don't buy those. Buy a big mouse pad so you can have a lot of space and control recoil really good, because more comfortable, more space you have, the better. But ladies and gentlemen, that is my best loadouts for year 9 for all the new attachments. And again, rewatch the video. I've explained every single thing that I think I could have answered. Good luck. Subscribe to my YouTube. We're trying to hit 1 million and get my charm. It's going to help you control your recoil a little bit better. Subscribe, like the video. Let's try to hit 2,000 likes on this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.